Yeah, I mean, it's a very big change for us because we've been on Prophecy for 12 years or something like this. And I mean, you know, at some point we did like 5 albums with them, and at some point you want to try like a different way to work and different people, you know, like a different type of structure. And Prophecy is a very nice label. They have done great things for us, but you know, it's like it's quite an underground label. And Nuclear Blast is of course like I mean, has much more power in terms of promotion, and you know, we like to think that people have a very easy access to our music and that we can reach a lot of people. And it's obviously easier with a label like Nuclear Blast. And they've been, because you know, I've seen like there was some kind of like storm, you know, on like our social medias, and people were saying, oh, they are signing to like a major label and everything, and it means that the band will change their sound and everything will be wrong and stuff. And I mean, it's complete bullshit, of course, because I don't think the labels want to change the band's sound nowadays. You know, we are not in the 80s anymore. Labels are, they know that if they want to sell records, they have to leave the vision of the band intact, you know, because that's how it works the best. And that's obviously a question that I asked them, because I wasn't really sure, and they told me that we've managed completely fine in 20 years, you know, to have like a very solid fan base and doing this weird ass music, you know, because Alcest is a weird band and we know that, and it's fine. And that's why people like us, I guess. And so yeah, they are giving us complete freedom, and that's great, because we only work when we have complete artistic freedom. You know, that's very important for us. The first album that we put out was Souvenir dans l'autre monde, and it was really a strange type of music back then. And if we had labels restrictions, I would have never been able to release something like this. So, and that will be the case every time, you know, because I like to change our sound a little bit with every record. I mean, I'm not going to make something really crazy, but I like to have a different perspective every time, and for this you need like a certain freedom, you know. No, it was difficult, but you know, we've been knowing Benoit since many years, since more than 10 years, I think. So he's like, he's a friend of us, and we didn't have a deadline. And sometimes not to have a deadline is actually a bad thing, because you can really get lost in the process, and you spend too much time like researching sound. And you know, we've also worked on analog, so it's been recorded on tape, and that's a more complex process than just recording on the computer and be able to redo the take. Like from the middle of the take, you just redo it and it's fine. With tape, you can't do that. So it's a whole different way to work. And it was an ensemble of things, you know, that made the recording be so complicated and so long. But you know, now it's done. We are very happy about the sound. So you know, I mean, we've been pushed to the studio maybe a little bit too early. We needed a bit more time to be prepared, and that's something we don't like to do. You know, we like to go to the studio when everything is really secured. You know, and but you know, I mean, things don't always happen as you want them to happen. So, but yeah, we had learned a lot of things from this session, and yeah, to be probably different in the future. Winter Alter he's actually participating quite a lot for the sound choices. He has a very good set of ears. He's been into sound earlier than me. You know, I kind of came late to the whole like production thing, because I'm very old school. I tend to think that a song just needs like melodies to be sounding good, but actually it goes hand in hand with production. So the best possible case is when you have a great songwriting and a great production. And that's something that I started to be really aware of quite late in the process, because I was quite like punk, in my attitude, just like riff, distortion, and basics. I mean, not completely, because Alcest has always been very complex in terms of sounds, but it was much more simple in the past. Now we really think about the production and stuff. It actually is very much so. It's something that a lot of people need in their life, and that's something that I've always needed and lived with, because I've been. I don't know if I've been lucky, but I had a spiritual experience when I was a child that really pretty much changed my life forever, and made me question about a lot of things. And I started to read about things like near-death experiences, and made a parallel with my own story, because the only difference is, in my case, I was having these visions when I was awake, and people were out of their body, so they were not conscious. But this made me be very, very much into spirituality, and it's something that I need just as much as anything else. It's something instinctive for me. It's a raging thing that I need. And we've been touring a lot for Kodama, and I think I kind of lost myself on the road a little bit, and I kind of lost touch with myself and with my own spirituality and everything, and I was feeling really down for a while. And that's what you can hear on the record. You can hear both sides, like the darkness and the brighter side, and this almost violent urge for spirituality. That's why I think it can actually be very instinctive. I can't say that I'm 100% sure about what it is, because it's so strange, and it feels really. It's something that I can't really describe or explain. So it would be quite pretentious to say that I absolutely know what it is. But I would say that maybe I would have kept a memory from a place where I was before being here, and. Maybe it would be some kind of intermediate stage in between two lives, where the soul goes to rest, and that's what I still had in mind, that for some reason it didn't get erased. With spirituality, you always have a lot of questions and mysteries with it. It's not like religion, you don't have all the answers ready for you, ready to use in a book or coming out of the mouth of some priest or some guy. You need to experience things by yourself, and that's what you can. For example, when you start to meditate or to do yoga or things like this, you realize that all the answers are, if they exist, they are inside you, and that's scary because you're not sure to get any answers, but it's very interesting. And the symbolism aspect. I've been always into the symbolist art movement, because it's a spiritual approach on life. All these painters, they try to bring mysteries and mythology to their paintings, and I would say it's some kind of it's not like a concept album about symbolism, but there are a lot of references, like the song L'Île des Morts. It's the Island of the Dead. It's a painting by Bocklin, which was a symbolist painter, and also the Sphinx that you can see on the cover. It's a very usual creature for symbolist paintings. You have Gustave Moreau, for example, who used the Sphinx, and it's also a complex creature. It's a mix of the very elevated side and the very primitive and almost animal side, And I can recognize myself in this creature. So. We have some shows in England, so we play with Mono in London. We do a Damnation festival. We do a festival in Spain with Deaf Heaven and lots of friends in bands. And yeah, we have this big tour coming up early next year, and probably more tours along the year.
Would you prefer to tour headlining or support band?
I like to support because there is less pressure, you know. So I really like to support, like when we support a great band and make new fans every year. Like for example, when we did this tour with Alcest, it was really cool because we played huge venues, making new fans every night. But you don't have the responsibility to play last and to, you know. But I mean, it's great to headline. You know, you can play a long show and stuff, but it's just, you know, yeah, always this fear to not be up to people's expectations, you know. Yeah, should be more confident. Like a band we would like to tour with, but it's strange they never. I mean, we gave them signals and stuff, but they never really like replied or anything. It's Gojira. Maybe they don't like us. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, for example, them, it would be great if we can play with them one day, or yeah.